personalized medicine to personalized skincare. And people would start asking me for skincare. My clients would say, well, what would you recommend as a moisturizer? What would you recommend as a serum? And I did go out there and look, besides doing my little sort of packages for people. And I couldn't find anything that was personalized. There was clean ingredients out there. There was green ingredients. There was clean and green. There was botanicals. But there was nothing that said you with dry skin, in the Northeast is going to be different from somebody who's got dry skin in the Southwest, for example.
Welcome back. In part 2 of the inaugural episode of Eat, Live, Feel Better podcast, my conversation with Ayurveda practitioner Kerry Harling continues. Today, we're talking about root causes and skincare, as well as debunking the view that Ayurveda is all about following rules. What we learn is that it's actually by not following the rules that we often discover the answers to life's most vexing issues.
So I didn't start off wanting to do skincare. That was never my plan. We were never going to be a skincare company. It started off because once a year, I run a phenomenal retreat called the Ayurveda Sanctuary, which my clients come to as part of their program. And in that retreat, we offer the Ayurveda therapeutic treatments. And it is the container, if you like, for doing these Ayurveda treatments. So it's phenomenal. It's life-changing for a lot of my clients. But as part of the gift for my clients coming in, I would do little herbalized oils, make them up according to their dosha and season. So it started off just, here's your body oil that you want to use after your shower. Here's a nice spritzer. If it's summertime, this is going to be cooling. If it's wintertime or fall, it's going to be warming. It's going to be right for your dosha, right for the season. And then I started adding on. It was like, well, let's make them a facial serum, which would be really nice. And I'd done a couple of formulation courses because I like playing around with oils. And then, well, let's add a facial cleanser. And it started building. And I'd make these little sort of sample bottles up, travel kits, if you like, for each of my clients. Nice. And then about a month later, when they got back home again, it would be like, do you have any more of that? I was like, okay, I'll make you up some more. I still have some. So it was very sort of, companionable. And then it got to, well, I need to order some more. And it's like, well, now I have to make it. I have to kind of make it in batches, big batches now. And then more orders came in. And then they told their friends about it. And they'd be like, I tried this and it's great. Where can I order it? So then I had to put a shop up on my website. Yes. So it kind of just grew. And then I had to put payment plans up there. And it sort of grew and grew, but it was still me doing it. And then people started ordering it from far away. So then preservatives have to get added. Now this is a little bit more than my skill set. So I start doing what we all do. I research it. It's like, okay, I can add vitamin E. I can add essential oils to preserve this for a little bit longer. Then people overseas wanted it. And it's like, I don't know how this is going to travel. I don't have the skill set to say, okay, this preservative needs to go in, or this is going to stabilize it, or these two oils are going to, not work, or they are going to work. So I had limited knowledge as far as I could take it. So it became clear as more and more people wanted this, that we needed to partner with somebody that would take my formulations, which are Ayurveda based, and enhance them with their chemists and their researchers. So they could add botanicals that I didn't have access to, or they could add preservatives that were still natural, that would preserve the length of that product. Yep. So it was very important to me to be green, to be clean. I wanted all the packaging to be recyclable, which it is. In fact, I've got some up here. This is the moisturizer, which I use. Nice. This is like mine. I didn't just want to, I'm very environmentally conscious too. So that was important, as it is for a lot of my clients. I wanted the packaging to be recyclable, so it was very important for me all along the way. So it took a while to find a lab that I could partner with, had the same values as me.
I want to say that I used to work with a skincare company as their brand ambassador. So I know a little bit more than your average person. And, I know that there's a lot of secrets and a lot of things that people don't know behind, the ingredients. For example, you can have one ingredient and it can be available in 40 different qualities, right? And so you can use a high quality of that ingredient and it's, hyaluronic acid, for example, or you can use a cheaper quality, but it's still hyaluronic acid on the label. So integrity and who's behind the brand matters a lot in skincare.
So now we have uniquely your skincare, which I say sort of up here.
What my understanding of this uniquely yours is that it is the most unique and the most personalized skincare product probably in the market. So tell us why. And it has to do with Ayurveda again, that personalization that is at the heart of Ayurveda and bringing that into skincare.
Personalized medicine to personalized skincare. And people would start asking me for skincare. My clients would say, well, what would you recommend as a moisturizer? What would you recommend as a serum? And I did go out there and look, besides doing my little sort of packages for people. And I couldn't find anything that was personalized. There was clean ingredients out there. There was green ingredients. There was clean and green. There was botanicals. But there was nothing that said you with dry skin, in the Northeast is going to be different from somebody who's got dry skin in the Southwest, for example. It can't be the same. Me, who sits on a computer for a lot during the day and gets exposed to blue light, is going to be very different from somebody who doesn't sit on a computer and lives in humidity. So it was very important that these factors get taken into account. So I sat down and thought, well, if I wanted to go to my shelf and get all my ingredients out and make up something for somebody, what would I have to know about them? Clearly, their dosha, clearly climate, the season, their age, because this all has a factor, their gender, because that has a factor. Those are easy things. Are you on medication? Are you pregnant? But then, well, how much blue light do you get? What is your diet like? These are all the questions I would need to know for personalized health. How much sun exposure do you get? When the seasons change, do you change your skincare? In the same way in Ayurveda, we change our lifestyle and diet according to the seasons. So should your skincare, because in the middle of winter, you're going to need something very different, especially here in the Northwest or the Northeast, rather. I'm up in Rhode Island, so cold, dry winters, more humid summers. So how do we combat that?
Those are very different. Those are very different scenarios that have a big effect on our skin.
Absolutely. Plus what I eat, what I drink, how much water I get, how much sleep I get, how much stress I'm under, all those things that I want to know about my client when they come in for personalized health programs. I want to also know to develop their personalized skincare. Very same knowledge that I've been trained in, or the very same questions, translated them into an assessment tool. I build this algorithm that can then take into account all those factors. And there's over 87 different factors that we ask about.
Amazing.
And then from that, look at all the ingredients that would be best for you based upon your answers to that assessment. So yes, the skincare is phenomenal because it's personalized, but also that assessment tool that gets you to the right skincare for you is really, really important as well.
And I think that's part of the brilliance of what you do, combining that science with Ayurveda. You found a way to kind of streamline that process because it's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of factors. But somebody who went through your skincare assessment and arrived at a result, to me, it was just like magic. Oh, there it was, and then not only was it one product, there's actually there's a package of products. It seemed like it was just covering everything that I needed in this beautiful, little package.
It was important to do a system. And that's the other thing that people ask me, when you're looking at formulas, it's not just a formula in one product. You might be looking at those formulas across different products. So your cleanser may have some of those ingredients that's in your formula. But maybe it shouldn't be in your serum. Maybe it should only be in your cleanser. So by combining a system, which is a cleanser, a moisturizer, and a serum, we felt very, very sure that's going to cover everything that your skin needs. By answering those questions, we think that there is a treatment that might be better for you. For some people, they may need something that's very cooling. For somebody who has rosacea or psoriasis, then a very cooling treatment can be added on. Somebody who has a lot of acne, for example, there is a sort of clarifying treatment using some of the clay base. It's really nice to be able to offer that. It's not imperative you do it, but it's just, okay, based upon your results, you're going to do really well with this extra treatment as well.
So there's a package and then there's an add-on that people can select.
Yes, if they need it. Not everybody needs it. We don't recommend it to everybody. It's what's right for you.
That's some serious integrity right there. Like, evidence of this, true personalization, that you're not just trying to sell, products, that you're actually solving problems for people.
It's really important to me. Hey, if that skincare doesn't work, send it back. We'll give you something else, or I'll make something for you, or I'm happy to give you a money back. It's got to work for you. But we've had really, really positive feedback so far.
Yeah, huge congratulations to you for that accomplishment. I mean, it was a real leap. That was a real leap. And I do think you are offering something that goes far above and beyond, anything else that is in the market. Like when I started thinking about, all the money and time I've wasted, buying these skincare products that, just like all the doctors and all the places, you've gone for care, and that one size fits all solution that works for this many people and doesn't work for all these other people. So it's really hit and miss. And so that's, people wonder, why are these things not working? It's because, they don't know you. They're not personalized. And so when you have an opportunity to try a skincare system that's personalized to this extent, why would it not be 1,000 times better than that average product?
And there's confusion. You walk into any Ulta or Sephora and it's like, I have no idea where to start here. Do I want something anti-aging? Do I want something anti-inflammatory? Do I need something for this, something for that? Yes, I want to look bronzed.
Yeah, that's a good point to highlight. So it's also simple. Today's day and age, that's pretty brilliant also. I mean, I think the assessment takes just like 5 minutes or so to fill out. It's not an extensive thing. It's 5 minutes and there you go.
Well, then you always have the results of that formulation. So you can go back to that anytime. And then you can always pick it up. But every time you go back for those results, if you wanted to reorder, we do ask, has there been any change? Has the season changed? Right. Have you changed location? What's changed? And let's retake that quiz in case we need to reformulate for you. So in that way, that skincare is going to change with you as you change. And that's really important to me too.
So speaking of what's important to you, I would love to ask you, Kerry, first of all, what does beauty mean to you?
Beauty is somebody who's confident in their own skin, no pun intended there, but who has vibrancy, who has that vitality, again, what we call ojas in Ayurveda. And that their skin is glowing, their hair is gleaming, they've got energy, they've got vitality, their eyes are sparkling. That is beauty. Because there's life force in that person. It's a healthy life force. That is pure beauty. And that really is where beauty starts. So, all the products in the world are great and they can make a difference. They absolutely can. But true beauty does start from the inside out. And that comes back to my Ayurveda training, that if we can't get the systems in balance with what's going on with you, the skin being the largest organ of the body is only going to show up exactly what's going on internally. So if your skin's not doing what you want it to do, don't spend hours in front of a magnifying glass saying, oh my God, look at this wrinkle, look at that. You're beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. But maybe there are things that you can do to make that beauty shine more. So that's what beauty is from the inside out.
Is there a difference in terms of what health means, or are they one and the same?
They're very similar. They're not one and the same, because health, really, when you look at the definition of health from an Ayurveda perspective, we've got this holistic approach where the mind and body have to be in balance. And often they're not in our very segregated, fast-paced. But only when all those things are in balance, the doshas are in balance, digestion's good, the mind and body are in balance. That's true health, of which the beauty then from that is going to shine through your skin and you're going to see it.
Lovely. I just love Ayurveda. I just love that concept of health as balance. It's really about balance. When everything's in balance, your body can heal itself. There's a self-healing mechanism that kicks in because the body is intelligent and it knows how to balance. And we make these tweaks and adjustments in our habits. And what that does is just opens up more flow for that health to kind of shine through.
You are absolutely right. Every client that comes to see me, I do tell them, I'm not going to cure you of anything. You have the innate wisdom to do it. You may have forgotten it. You may need a roadmap. You may need my guidance to help you get back there. But you have the ability to heal yourself. And I think a lot of people don't understand that because we live in a world where we go somewhere else for somebody to look after us. Ache or pain, somebody else tells us what's wrong with us. At the end of a year, when I have a client who turns around to me, Andre, and says, I felt yesterday that my body was telling me that I just need to slow down a little bit. Otherwise, my Crohn's is going to start playing up.
Right.
Otherwise, my anxiety is going to go through the roof. So I'm taking steps now to do some of the tools that you've given me, Kerry, so that this doesn't play up. Giving them the tools of what to do. That's my gift. That's what I can impart. This person now recognizes when to put those tools into action, the application of it. We all have knowledge. I've got books on a bookshelf full of knowledge. But applying that knowledge is where the rubber meets the road.
It's such a hopeful message, right? You just said, you know what? You have the ability to heal yourself. So this is so hopeful and exciting. So what would you recommend for people listening to take their first step on or next step? Many people here are probably already on a health journey, but what would you recommend as the next step?
Pay attention to the natural world. We are seasonal human beings. We have forgotten it. We don't need to try all these fad diets. We just need to eat seasonably. We don't need to, run 20 miles a day all through 4 seasons. There are seasons we need to slow down. There are seasons we need to speed up again. Just slowing down. The first place is to observe. I remember when I first started my Ayurveda training at Kripalu, and I don't know whether you've ever been there. I'm sure some people that are listening have. Wonderful place, phenomenal cafeteria, really, really good food. And I'd gone in and, I'm a Vata pitter, and I expected them to tell me what to eat. And nobody told me what to eat. They said, go eat what you want. I've come to learn this stuff. You should tell me what's right for Vata pitters and what isn't right for Vata pitters, and then I can follow the rules. And they said, no, walk up and down and see what appeals. It's like, well, everything appeals. Well, then eat everything. And I couldn't understand this. Well, you mean I have to listen to my body? You're not going to tell me what I should do? There's not a nice little chart or a diet or a check sheet. And we've changed our world to these sort of sound bites, check sheets, quick, easy ways of doing things. And sometimes the most challenging thing is to just slow down, take a deep breath and think, what does my body need today? Do I need to take a day off? Do I need to sit on the couch and just rest? Do I need a real nourishing meal where I'm not counting carbs and fat grams and everything else? Do I need to go for a walk in nature? And if you just listen, your body very quickly will say, you know what? This is what you should be doing. The work is in applying this information. Nobody's going to turn the television off. I love Netflix too. But there's a time and place for doing things. People sort of think, oh my gosh, if I do Ayurveda, I can't drink wine and I won't be able to ever have a dessert again. Of course not. We live in the real world. I love my wine too. But I know when to drink wine. I know what's going to trigger when not to drink it and what kind of wine is best for me.
Exactly. I think the point is you're conscious when you're drinking wine. You're like, okay, I understand what's happening in my world, and wine seems like a good thing right now, and I'm choosing that. Same thing with the dessert, versus that unconscious, habitual, programming, or like, it's the end of the day, I'm having wine. It's the end of the day, I'm having wine, right? It's morning, I'm having coffee, not even paying attention to, what's going on and whether that is indeed something that's going to be supportive for you or not.
When somebody comes to me and sort of says they're drinking too much wine, I guess we're talking about alcohol because it's a big thing for a lot of people. And we often use wine to sort of de-stress. So then I look at, okay, so why the need to de-stress? What's going on that's stress? So let's go to the root cause and see if we can stop it there. And then if you want wine, it's because you've chosen to have it, and that's great. I'm often surprised when people come in to see us as Ayurveda practitioners. They feel it's so regimented. It's going to be a diet. I can't eat meat. I can't do this. I can't do that. And it's like, you can. Who tells you you can't?
Thank you so much for being here. I just want to give you a last word, if there's anything you'd like to add before we wrap up.
Just slow down. We're in summer right now, which is when we're meeting. It's a time for play. It's a time for just enjoying. And just know that if you are experiencing any health challenges, then you don't have to live with it. It's just your body's way of saying, hey, things are not right. It's talking to you in the language of symptoms, and you can correct that.
Sounds good. Thank you again, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And summer, it's a time for play. So encourage everyone to enjoy the beautiful weather and relax.
Thank you, Andrea. It's been such a pleasure.
Same here. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Everyone, that's Kerry Harling. Make sure you visit her website and take her skincare assessment. She's also offering a complimentary consultation to anyone who's interested in learning more about Ayurveda. We will put the links in the description and everywhere, including for social media. I invite you to tag us if there's something that stood out for you in this conversation. I think this is one of those conversations where we learned so much about how to not stress about our health, about how to keep enjoying all the things we enjoy, but to do so more mindfully. Listening to your body, listening to yourself, and learning to slow down is what really stood out for me from this conversation. I hope this episode helps you to trust yourself more and to trust that you know the way forward that is right for you, whether it's through the path of Ayurveda or something else. Trust that by looking within, you will discover the answers you're looking for. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.